The Obama administration says the Muslim Brotherhood is mostly secular. The Muslim Brotherhood is mostly secular. And he says also that they're a legitimate political organization. They even invited the Muslim Brotherhood to the White House. Tried to find a picture, can't find a picture. It's amazing. The guy whose party is running the president in Egypt, that you're going to meet here in a second, this guy, his minions, come over to the White House from the other side of the globe, and they don't take a single picture. Isn't that weird? Of course, we had a hard time finding pictures of the Dalai Lama. There's no pictures with the president with the Dalai Lama, you know, because they had to get him out by the trash cans. But at least there's that. Just a couple of weeks ago, Muslim Brotherhood in the White House. John Kerry went over to Egypt to meet with the Brotherhood just last week. I said they were a radical organization that wants to destroy Israel and establish a global caliphate. Well, let's put a final nail in that coffin. Let's just settle this dispute once and for all. And again, I'm not going to make the argument. I'm just going to use their own words. I'm going to show you something that happened at a political rally for the guy from the Muslim Brotherhood that is running for president of Egypt. He had a guy speak right before, or I think it was before him, a popular Egyptian imam. He's also a TV preacher, and he spoke to the supporters of the candidate for president from the Muslim Brotherhood, who was standing on stage and nodding in agreement. Remember, this is a largely secular group that means no harm to Israel, our biggest ally in the Middle East. You see if that still works for you and the president. Watch this.
حلم الخلافة الإسلامية، حلم أرض الخلافة يتحقق بإذن الله على يد الدكتور محمد مرسي ومن معه من إخوانه وجماعته وحزبه. رأينا الحلم الكبير الذي نحلم به جميعا، الولايات المتحدة العربية. الولايات المتحدة العربية ستعود يكون عاصمة الخلافة، ستكون عاصمة الولايات المتحدة العربية هي القدس إن شاء الله. تكون عاصمتنا ليست القاهرة ولا مكة ولا المدينة، وإنما القدس إن شاء الله. وسيكون هتافنا على القدس، رايحين شهداء بالملايين 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 على القدس. نوري ولن نواري ولن نداهن. نعم، هدفنا القدس، سنصلي في القدس أو ننال الشهادة على أعتاب القدس. الله على القدس، رايحين شهداء بالملايين.
Do you think that's important at all for anybody to even show that on national television? Did you notice the fist? A global caliphate is coming. And they want to headquarter it in Jerusalem. So let me get this straight. The left wants to silence anyone who warns Jews that old hatreds are rising again, except at the same time they're dumping Miracle-Gro and all the seeds of anti-Semitism and anti-Semitic hatred in the region and in Europe and here. They dismiss anyone who says the seeds could and now have sprout Nazis or communists. Both groups kill Jews by the millions. Then when somebody says the Muslim Brotherhood is not secular, look at the name, they dismiss them. And they follow Alinsky's advice. Same advice, in fact, the advice that was given to Saul Alinsky by Al Capone's killers, his hitmen, and used by Joseph Stalin. You isolate and marginalize. And if that doesn't work, Joseph Stalin decided, yeah, then you kill. It worked for Capone and Lenin and Mao and Stalin and Che and Pol Pot and Mussolini and Hitler, but I think you get the point. At the same time, the administration is marginalizing and isolating. No one notices that this administration and this president is appointing members of the Muslim Brotherhood into his administration. Arif Ali Khan, former Department of Homeland Security Assistant Secretary for Policy Development, Muslim Brotherhood. Mohammed El-Bari, Homeland Security Advisory Committee member, Muslim Brotherhood. Rashad Hassan, he's a State Department Special Envoy to the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, Muslim Brotherhood. Ibu Patel, Obama Administration Advisory Council on Faith-Based Neighborhood Partnerships, all part of a group that wants to establish a caliphate in Jerusalem called the Muslim Brotherhood. America, America, America. Ponder where we are. Which is more dangerous for the Jews and for all of humanity? Which one is going to lead to peace and prosperity? Going down a path that the world has gone down time and again and hoping for change? When that change is never identified, it never ends well. Here's what I recommend. You instead of hoping for change, you pray for the protection of divine providence and then get off your knees and get ready. The Nazi and communist parties are gaining power elsewhere in the world, and it will come here. The Islamists are gaining power, and they are already here. And the global caliphate is coming.